So if we could start my time over again. The Assistant Attorney General Clarke, I am glad you're here. I think this is important that we all be here. As the lead sponsor of the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, I'm alarmed by the toxic and partisan rhetoric around restoring the Voting Rights Act. As a child, I remember going in my parents, when they would go to vote, and they told me this is a sacred right, everybody should have it. And for decades, since I've been here in the Senate, Republicans and Democrats came together to strengthen this landmark law. So I can't understand the partisan rancor that's going around with it now. So why is it so important for Americans of all parties, all backgrounds, to believe that this issue should unite us, not divide us?
Thank you for that question, Senator. The right to vote is one of the most central rights in American democracy. And we know that the Voting Rights Act has enjoyed tremendous bipartisan support throughout the years, during its authorization in 1965, during subsequent reauthorizations in 1970, 1982, and 2006. And I am recalling the statement that President Bush made when he signed the bill into law in 2006. He observed that he was renewing a bill that helped to bring a community on the margins into the life of American democracy. The Justice Department knows that partisanship has no place when it's come to enforcement of the Voting Rights Act. This work has been about ensuring that all Americans enjoy equal access to the ballot, regardless of race, that all Americans enjoy an electoral process that is free from discrimination. The Justice Department welcomes this opportunity to work with Congress now to restore a law that truly has proven to be one of the most effective laws ever passed by Congress.
Well, for those of us, and I know you do and I do, believe that everybody should have the right to vote, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, whoever they are. We're going to preserve a democracy. Some would say this is and some have claimed, even from this committee, that there's some kind of a nefarious attempt by Democrats to usurp states' rights and sovereignty. If so, nobody in my state would allow me to vote for it. Nothing could be further from the truth. So can you explain in simple terms why the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act is a balanced approach and the safeguards are included in the legislation to ensure that states have ample opportunity to assert their rights and defend their procedures?
The department has observed a number of important features about this bill. It makes bailout easier so that jurisdictions that have a clean record and a clean bill of health can exempt themselves from the preclearance obligation. We observe that there are states throughout time, such as North Carolina and Mississippi, that joined an amicus brief in the Shelby case, who indicated they enjoyed the benefits of preclearance, that they appreciated the flexibility and latitude that the process provided. The career employees at the Justice Department who handle the preclearance process have had good working relationships with local and state election officials. Jurisdictions also have the option of bypassing the Justice Department and going to the courts for judicial review instead. But there's been a long history of good collaboration between the Justice Department and local and state jurisdictions in administering the preclearance process. This is a process that has, at the end of the day, helped to block voting discrimination and has helped to rid discrimination from our electoral process.
Thank you. Well, I hope we can continue to work together on this to make sure we can find a path to enactment. I'm including in the record now the House Judiciary Committee's record addressing voting rights and the Voting Rights Act of the Senate Judiciary Committee record, and without objection, that will be included. And continue to work with us, because I was thrilled to be standing with leading, if I could have that photograph back just for a moment, and I'll yield the floor. I was thrilled to be standing with leading Republicans and Democrats when we last signed this bill and saying, see, it's for America. It's not for either political party. It's for America. And that's what we want. Now to answer Senator Blackburn's question, actually, I'm told Senator Leahy will be recognized, and Senator Klobuchar, Senator Leahy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Clarke, let's talk for a minute about what states can do. Does California have the authority, and should it have the authority, to adopt more stringent